with Tatis, he had an amazing weekend. It's just that simple. It's one thing to hit 1, 2 home runs in a 3-4 game series. He hit 5 home runs in 3 straight games. He had a 2 home run game on Friday. One of them was against Clayton Kershaw on that Friday night matchup. And then he goes up against Trevor Bauer on Saturday night and ropes 2 more. I think it was in back-to-back. I think it was in back-to-back bats too.
Yeah.
And then Sunday night, he hits another one that got the Padres on the board. And even in the later stage of the game, he knocks in like an RBI single that got the Padres closer to coming back from the deficit that they were in. I believe on that Sunday night matchup, they were down 7-1, and they ended up coming back and winning it 8-7.
8-7
in 11 innings.
Crazy.
So Tatis definitely made his impact and his mark on that game for sure. But when you just look at Fernando Tatis, this guy is just on one right now. And it's just the level of excitement that he brings to the game of baseball. Mind you, baseball is not the most entertaining game to watch. Playing it is one thing, but watching it can get stale. But when you see this guy hitting dingers left and right against some aces, against arguably the best team in baseball right now, it's exciting to watch. And this is the best rivalry in baseball right now between the Padres and the Dodgers. They just provide an electric atmosphere whenever these two teams play against each other. And it's like you and I talked about last week. When these two teams go at it, it's fun. There's a little bit of chirping, a little bit of chippiness, and I'm all for it. And I remember Trevor Bauer, he mentioned it in one of his post-game press conferences after he gave up 2 home runs to Fernando Tatis. He had no problem with Tatis doing the bat flips and celebrating after he hit 2 home runs off of him. It's just that's the space that baseball is in right now. A lot of guys will celebrate after they do something great, whether it's great pitching or great hitting. If they want to flex after they get a home run or get a big hit, the other team's got to be willing to take that. It just comes with the space. It comes with the territory. But it's like we said last week, I think there's a very good chance that we're going to see these two teams really go at it for the rest of the year whenever they face up against each other. And then don't be surprised if they match up again in the playoffs in whatever round it is come October, because it looks like these two teams are on a collision course right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really honestly couldn't agree more. I mean, the way that Tatis is playing right now is just absolutely out of this world. The tear that he's just on specifically against the Dodgers. I mean, because his numbers aside from this past weekend aren't anything stellar. He's only batting .246, and he's got 7 home runs. 5 of them literally came within the last 3 days. So, I mean, he's not doing the greatest. But like Kyle said, his impact is being very much well recognized because of his situational hitting. Obviously, the Dodgers have the best record in baseball. Prior to this series, I believe they were 14-3 or 14-4. And obviously, San Diego taking 3 out of the 4 games kind of flipped the power kind of a little bit in the NL West. Obviously, the Dodgers are still 15-6. And I believe the Padres are 12-11 or something like that. So I mean,
the Dodgers are 15-7.
15-7. But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying. The point of the matter is they're narrowing the gap, and San Diego, like I said last week, has always been kind of relatively trash for pretty much the relatively portion of this past decade and so on and so forth. But with the acquisition of certain players like Manny Machado, the development of Tatis, the addition of Yu Darvish, and so on and so forth, this team has suddenly become kind of like the spark in the MLB. And to Kyle's point about Tatis becoming the face of baseball, I think that's a little bit of a premature notion. But I mean, I see where he's coming from in terms of he's got the attitude for it, he's got the skill for it, he's got the bat for it. You know what I'm saying? Like his flashiness on the field. It's just he looks like he's having fun out there. And it's really hard to find players nowadays that take it as fun as this kid. And I say this kid like I'm 50. This kid's 22. I'm 26. I'm not even that much older than him. But it just goes to show when players like him succeed, baseball does well.